Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another edition of Secretary of Shade. Once again, it is DVM. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the link above to get all of the latest and greatest commentary from moi. It's great to see y'all. I haven't seen y'all in a while, but we got a lot to talk about. So, we had an election last night. Hi, everybody. Okay, you guys are popping up live. I see you all. Welcome. We had an election last night here in Maryland. We had a primary election. Okay. Now, said primary election, okay, didn't quite go the way that I thought it was going to go. Okay. For those of you not in the know, if you've been under a rock, there has been a very competitive Senate race here in the state of Maryland between David Trone and Angela Alsobrooks. Okay. Now, just to put into perspective, Angela Alsobrooks is the Prince George's County executive. She's in her second term. That's the equivalent of a city or a county's mayor. Okay. And then you have David Trone, who also serves in government, but he's got a lot of money. Like when I say he got coins, okay? So, Angela Alsobrooks, PG County executive, okay, wins the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate. Okay. Shout out to Mother Ann. She was given what it needed to give in the Chanel pearls in her acceptance speech. Now, for those of us who follow government locally, nationally, what have you, we know Angela Alsobrooks she's in the network. Like her fellow constituents live for her. Okay. Our governor here in Maryland, Westmore, endorsed her. She got a lot of endorsements. But then you have David Trone. Now, let me tell you about Mother Trone. Mother Trone got coins, okay? If you live in the state of Maryland, right, you could not escape a David Trone ad, bitch. It's giving like McDonald's money. It's giving Super Bowl ad. It's giving, have you had your motherfucking break today? Okay? That's how many ads you were seeing. And what I loved about Angela's campaign, I did vote for Angela Alsobrooks, by the way. What I liked about Angela's campaign was it was focused on who she is versus who she's not. And it was focused on what she can actually do. And it was focused on her governing. When you looked at David Trone's campaign, bitch, it was giving very much of, you need me to beat Larry Hogan, and we're going to get to Darth Vader in a minute. You need me to defeat Larry Hogan. And I think I get the sentiment behind that, but there's also a real issue with that. In that, in this era of politics, in this era of U.S. government, we as citizens are being forced, okay, we're being sold this lie of, if you don't choose me, bitch, nobody can beat this person. And not for nothing, if we keeping it a buck, in the 2020 election, that was the same story we was told about Biden. Now, fortunately, he won. But I get tired of hearing, if I don't pick this person, the other person that beats me is just going to automatically lose. And that's not how democracy works. So this man spent 10 times, 10 times as much money as Angela also Brooks and lost. It was given Lost. It was given Lost, the TV show on ABC, bitch. He spent $60 million. Not 60,000, not 600,000, not 6 million, bitch. $60 million. It's given the Mega Millions. $60 million to lose. I'm watching the news and shit. You know, when election night happened, you know, everybody be at their campaign celebration headquarters and shit. David Trone having his shit down at the Baltimore Museum and Industry. Shout out to them because they got a check. It's packed down that motherfucker. Child. The numbers start coming in. I ain't seen a party go from turned to flat that quick in my life. And it wasn't just that he lost. He lost quickly. Okay? It was a quick loss. It wasn't a subtle slay, bitch. It was given finish him like crazy. Okay? And he looked defeated. His wife looked sick. Because I know in her mind, she was like, bitch, we threw away $60 million for you to lose. Meanwhile, in Greenbelt, Maryland, near PG County, Angela also Brooks, they turned bitch. They down there rocking. Angela fucking it up. They fucking it up. She got on her Chanel pearls, bitch. She got on her classic black lady politician hair. It's giving what it need to give. But here's the thing that really sold me on Angela also Brooks. Now, mind you, I voted for her because I liked her approach. But her speech after it was announced that she took the win, I was like, sis is ready for Larry Hogan. Sis is ready for Mother Hogan. She's ready. She low-key read him for filth. She read him about that red line. She read him about abortion stances. And here's the thing, Maryland. I know we got people on YouTube because right now I'm broadcasting. Shout out to my YouTube and Facebook cabinet, bitch. We got it together. Y'all see the work. Y'all see the lighting. Y'all see the cameras. Y'all see that it's giving what it need to give. Y'all see the pictures popping up, bitch. It's giving slow but steady wins the race. Okay? But her speech calling him out is what moved me. And here's the thing. As a governor, for those of you outside of Maryland, Larry Hogan is a Republican. He's the first Republican governor in many, many, many years in the state of Maryland, right? And he was, if you talk to a lot of Marylanders, they liked him as a governor. He got 2 terms. He handled COVID pretty well. And for the state of Maryland, as a Republican, he was not irrational. He made a lot of sense to a lot of people. Now, what he was doing behind the scenes, bitch, That's going to come out sooner or later because we all know something was going on. He was padding somebody. We ain't going to talk about his brother construction company and how he got the COVID test from his wife home country. We're going to save that for the Larry Hogan expose when he lose in November. Okay? But from all accounts, people live for Mother Hogan. But here's the thing. It's easy to be reasonable in a state where you, as a governor, you work nationally, but you don't have to really answer to Trump on a national level because this is your state, right? So, yeah, you could say, I don't agree with Trump and all this stuff, and I don't agree with these policies, this, that, and the third, because you're the governor of a state. You don't really lose anything. You're not threatened. Your position as a governor isn't really threatened, especially in a state like Maryland, because if you can become a Republican governor in the state of Maryland, if the Democrats is fucking with you, they're going to fuck with you whether Trump like you or not. So it's easy to be reasonable and not crack under pressure. But when you get a Senate seat, niece, you're not playing on a regional level anymore. You are, but you're not. Okay? You are, but you're not. And my concern becomes with Mother Hogan is, will you have that same reasonable stance? Will you challenge Trump the way that you did as governor when you're sitting in that Senate seat? And from the way he been talking lately, I'm not so sure about that. Now listen, you vote for whoever you want to vote for, right? However, let's look at it on a holistic scale. And I'm not saying just vote Democrat. Y'all know I don't roll like that. But I am saying let's not call it a day just like that. Because here's the thing. If Angela Also Brooks won and she came out there and I was like, ooh, sis ain't got the juice, I'd have been like, Mother Hogan got it. But what I saw last night, I was like, I never do this because I believe in being a non-objective entity, and I still can be, but I would actually stump for Angela Also Brooks to get that Senate seat. Not only because I believe in her as a candidate and the citizens of PG County and Greenbelt in that region believe in her, but also too, I believe her. Also too, after the showing that she did against a person that had a $60 million war chest, I'm like, yeah, let's see what it's given. Okay? Let's see what it's given. I see y'all in the comments. I love y'all. So that's where that is. We also had another race, okay, for mayor of Baltimore City. Now, for those of you who do not know, our current mayor, Brandon Scott, I never really say this in a public forum, but I've done an event with him at this point. We went to high school together. We graduated the same year. We went to school. We know each other. So I purposely, in public, if you follow my social media, if you follow Facebook, whatever, I don't really say too much when it comes to Brandon either way. Because me knowing him, me going to high school with him, I know that could be perceived as a conflict of interest. And to a certain extent, it actually is. Let's be honest with each other. So I really didn't say much about that. But he won. And here's the thing. He won re-election, Brandon M. Scott, the DEI mayor. Here's the thing. I don't think that Brandon is without faults. If you follow my social media, I don't really say much about them, but if I do, it's calling out a deficit, not a credit. I do think that Brandon has some things to work on for sure. Does Baltimore have, and here's the thing, let's have a real conversation here, because for my cabinet members, all over, that's watching everywhere. We have people watching in Japan. We got people watching in Italy, all over the place, right? In Baltimore, we have a carjacking issue. We have a youth crime crisis. We have a car theft issue. But that's no different than a lot of major cities in America. And I think sometimes when you live in a place, you think that things are exclusive to you when it's actually a national epidemic. And that happens a lot in Baltimore. But here's the thing. To address these issues, youth crime, you got to have a long-term solution. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to address issues in the front of you right now. I'm not saying that. Okay? But what I am saying is this. Let's not put a short-term solution in front of a long-term problem because we tired right now. Because when you offer a short-term solution, right, when it's all over, what are you going to do? You're still going to have that long-term problem. You're still going to have a literacy crisis. You're still going to have a poverty crisis. You're still going to have all of these things in play. It's not going to leave. So, a lot of people, Brandon's opponent was Sheila Dixon. Now, Sheila Dixon is a former mayor of Baltimore. Okay, she's a former mayor of Baltimore. Sheila, while she was the mayor of Baltimore, was a great mayor for Baltimore. I can't even hold you. I can't even hold you. Sheila did her thing. Sheila had a downfall with gift cards. Mother gift card. It was given, the Price is Right. Even though if you talk to people in Baltimore City, they'll tell you, didn't nobody give a shit about them gift cards. But Sheila has run for office since losing. I think this is Sheila's second time. This is her second time in office. So Sheila has a certain level of a nostalgia that people love. Because one thing that you can't discount about Sheila Dixon, her record on crime, sis killed that. Auntie killed that. But also, too, there were certain forms of neglect in terms of youth development in all neighborhoods, not just Federal Hill, not just Canton, not just Roland Park. And the thing that Brandon did is Brandon did in his first term provide a lot of youth services. Now, whether your children took advantage of those youth services, that's a horse of a different color, niece. Okay? But, it's a lot that goes on. And I just want to give a shout out to Brandon and show him the utmost respect for winning and defeating a competitor that was very worthy. And as far as Sheila Dixon is concerned, Sheila Dixon has done a lot for Baltimore, and she deserves to be celebrated too. But right now, we need a new path. Now, with that being said, Brandon, we gonna be on your ass. You better deliver, niece. And we want to see these immediate issues addressed as well. You got to be able to talk and chew. You got to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. Okay? Now, another issue. Sound off in the comments about the election if you like. It's been busy over in Boeing. Now, Boeing is the company who makes all of the planes and shit, right? So Boeing made that plane that the door flew off the side, the side panel, and motherfuckers was flying like Aladdin, like it was a whole new world and bitch. It was giving hair, blowing, the night sky. That's the closest you gonna get to Aladdin, bitch. I would have felt like X-Men from Storm, but who am I? So Boeing, you know, they in a lot of hot water now because of their planes falling apart, pretty much. The shit is fucked up. They cutting corners. Your ass is going to die. So, you know, former employees, current employees, they've been like, hey, niece, we've been telling them for a minute that they need to slow down. They need to pay more attention to these planes. So people started coming forward. Well, people started coming forward and people started showing up dead. So, I'm going to read you the letter. The shit. Okay. So, and this is coming from Newsweek. Dead Boeing whistleblower's lawyer says 10 more raising serious issues. Following the deaths of 2 Boeing whistleblowers, an attorney who represented them says there are at least 10 more who are determined to come forward. Joshua Dean, a former quality auditor at Boeing supplier Spirit Aerosystems turned whistleblower, died last week from a sudden illness. His death came less than 2 months after another Boeing whistleblower, John Barnett, was found dead of a gunshot wound that authorities said appeared to be self-inflicted. Now, bitch, I done watched enough episodes of Murder, She Wrote, Matlock, CIS, CSI, NCIS, FBI, New York Undercover, bitch, to know you can make a bitch look like they killed themselves. And then another man dying from a sudden illness, bitch. Conspiracy theories have swirled following their deaths, despite there being no evidence to suggest foul play. Brian Knowles, who was an attorney for both men, told Newsweek that their deaths had not deterred his other. Were not the only 2 aviation whistleblowers we were representing. We have more than 10 others that we have been representing, and we're hearing from other people coming forward as well. Okay? Knowles said that whistleblowers are a mixture of current and former employees of Boeing and Spirit Aerosystems. I think these folks now feel an even greater need to speak out and come forward, he said. They were all raising serious quality and safety issues that they have reported internally and then ended up reporting to regulators. It is brave of them to come forward. It is brave, bitch. Because if I knew they was offing people left and right my ass, I don't know. Look. I do this show, even me doing this show, if shit goes south in this country, all these episodes getting deleted. I ain't even gonna hold you, bitch. Because I can't do concentration camps. I can't do torture. I'm not made for that. But I find it very interesting that these people are turning up missing. This got this guy, like, this is giving HBO original documentary, like, tease, bitch. This is giving Academy Award winning documentary of the year. Cause ain't nobody just, like, motherfuckers just ain't disappear like that. Okay? Like, I'm just saying. So, two of the men are dead now. Rest in peace to John Barnett. This is the guy that died from the quote unquote self-inflicted gunshot wound. All I'm going to say is this. When you're working for these corporate entities, you got to be careful. Because guess what? Whether you're there or not, that seat will be filled. And always remember that. And everybody's replaceable. Even if you got to die from a sudden illness or kill yourself. But we're going to follow this story and see what it's getting. Okay? Now, it's time to read the comics. In other news, the GOP continues to be a gang of misfits. I swear to God, this is like the rogues gallery of villains on Batman. Not even like the Tim Burton era or the Christopher Nolan era, bitch. It's giving fucking 1960s Batman with Adam West. Motherfuckers just look crazy. Like, ooh. Like, it's giving very much of Cesar Romero with the bad makeup. Like, ooh, we're gonna get you, Batman. That's what the GOP is giving right now. So, these fools, you know Trump in court right now for the hush money shit for paying Stormy Daniels. So, the Republican GOP, they going to the trial, bitch. Now, you're supposed, here's my issue. This is a former president on trial for criminal activities, and you going to support him. You putting money on his books and shit. You giving visitation. You talking to the glass. Tap, tap, tap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you on the prison phone and shit. It's giving very much of, hello? Yeah, when you get out, we gonna make moves. Yeah, I love you. I got you. What is this? What is this? So this is coming from the Washington Post. Senator J.D. Vance, who once recoiled from Donald Trump's lewd comments about women, was in court to support Trump this week as prosecutors rehashed the infamous Access Hollywood tape that appended his 2016 campaign. House Speaker Mike Johnson, he's scary, an amiable advocate of conservative Christian morals, came to the courthouse the next day to call Trump's trial a shame. Now, bitch, you the Speaker of the House. You don't even know if you're going to have a job next week. Let Marjorie Taylor Greene get her way, and you got time to be showing up at the courthouse. Really? This is why you almost about to lose your job now. You doing everything but where you supposed to be. You supposed to be clocked in, and you on break. Every time I turn, you on break. You taking a smoke break. That's why you about to get motherfucking fired now. But anyway, he outside, you know, talk about it's a shame, it's a travesty, it's a partisan witch hunt. He left without taking questions, including one referencing the allegation that Trump falsified business records to cover up a hush money payment to a porn actress. An hour later, this ambulance chaser, you know who I'm getting ready to talk about, one of Trump's former presidential rivals stood in a nearby park attacking the witnesses. The former president is legally barred from disparaging himself. Straight out of a Kafka novel, said one-time Trump opponent Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, bitch, you in the park chasing pigeons talking about, this ain't right! This ain't right! Like, but you know what? People like that, we just walk past them and act like we ain't see them. These are your elected officials. I can't. These are the people sitting in office. I can't. It's all madness. And I'm going to say this because it's getting scary out here. Everybody just needs to calm the fuck down. Just calm the fuck down. It's no need to do all of this. All this back and forth. All of this. You know, we're never, everybody's like, we need to come together. We're never going to get together if everybody is constantly at each other's throats. Nobody wants to listen to each other. Everybody's right. And quite frankly, as a country, we get what we deserve. You voted these people in, or we voted these people in, or didn't vote, and these people got voted in by a very slim majority. And about that whole voting thing, yeah. Baltimore City, and I'm going to tap. I'm gonna hit a nerve right here. For those of you that's not Baltimore residents, I'm sorry for dragging y'all into the group chat real quick, but it's going to apply to you'll understand where I'm coming from. I see so many people in Baltimore complaining about the state of the city, complaining about the mayor, complaining about their councilman, complaining about a lot of shit. But less than 30%, around 28.7% of registered voters, people who could go out and vote, actually voted. %28.7%. Y'all got all the answers. Y'all on the news with Mackenzie Frost talking about this don't make no sense. We gotta do something. This is terrible. I don't know. This is just you know how y'all do. Y'all lay it on thick when the cameras come out. I walked into my polling location just to give you an idea. Hey, girl. Yeah, I'm about to go vote. All right, girl. I'm walking in here now. I got to put my phone away. Oh, you ain't got to put your phone... Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to put my phone away. Yeah, girl. All right, I'm going to call you back. I walk in. Hey, how you doing? It's nice to see. Okay, you want to vote? They give me my paper and shit. I could do cartwheels in that motherfucking building. I'm a big bitch. That's how empty it was. I could literally do a full floor routine from the Paris Olympics, bitch. That's how empty the polling place was. I think I saw a tumbleweed and a fucking rat going down the sidewalk when I was walking to the polling place. It was so empty that I had time to say, you know how when you reading the election card, let's keep it real to shop. You reading the election card and it'd be a bunch of people that's unopposed that they're going to win the shit anyway. So you just press all their names and shit and just be like moving on. I actually had time to read every motherfucking name on that ballot that was running unopposed. I had time to sit and think about it. I actually sat on one vote for like 5 minutes just sitting in the chair. Ain't no motherfucking body bothering me, bitch. That's how empty it was. So I get up. I mosey to the desk. Me and the election judge, we sit up there cracking the fuck up, bitch. He can't. I'm sorry. I'm telling him, I don't want to distract you from work. Oh, no, I'm fine. I ain't busy. It was giving very much a break. 28.7%. So here's the thing. don't want to hear shit from nobody. Not on social media. Not in person. You know this. I mean, I see some of y'all in person, and I'm thankful that y'all recognize me. Y'all, Secretary Shade, DDM, y'all like it. But don't sit and talk my head off for 30 minutes about the state of the city and your ass ain't voting. 30% or less than 30%. I'm going to round it up to 30 because I'm being nice. That means roughly only 1 out of every 3 people voted. So that means, bitch, only Beyonce voted. Kelly and Michelle did not go to the polls. And I think that's a problem. Me personally. So I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear about what Sheila would have did, bitch. If you thought that Sheila would have did a better job, bitch, then you should have showed the fuck up at the polls. And furthermore, that's a referendum on why a lot of kids is out of whack right now. Because you're just not showing up. And I'm not a parent, so I can't tell you what it's like to be a parent, right? I'm very much a single bitch. I don't plan on having no kids. That's not my bag. That is not my ministry. But I was raised by a great woman and a great man. And they instilled a level of respect, discernment, and slightly fear that I knew how to conduct myself in public. People getting tired of y'all shit. Okay? They're getting tired of it. It's time to start showing the fuck up. Like, show up to something. Show up to something. Y'all show up to the club. Y'all show up to the back to school sneaker giveaway that DTLR does sometimes. A Shoe City, rest in peace. Y'all show up to the line when the new military Jordans come out, the Jordan 4s. Shout out to Nike. Show up to the fucking polls. Show up for the children. It's teachers raising children. But then you want to argue with the teacher. But your child can't spell moo. Your child can't even write in cursive. Your child doesn't even know how to spell out and sound out a word, bitch. The bank teller got to teach your child and give your child a crash course to sign the forms to open up a fucking bank account. And I ain't mean to rant. But for people, and I'm not saying this is every parent, but for the parents to talk a lot of shit about their kids and all this stuff, for people who got so much to say and can tell every teacher what they need to be doing, y'all did a miserable job of it during the pandemic. Let's think about this. And we get ready to wrap up. Okay? Because wrestling come on at 8. We can tell teachers, oh, you supposed to do this. That teacher, they playing favorite. They ain't got that. Oh, my God. But during the pandemic, you had one fucking job. Your job was to make sure that your child woke up out the bed on time, turned on their computer, and stayed on camera. And you couldn't even do that. So how the hell are you going to tell an educated professional that's in thousands of dollars in debt, getting a degree to teach your ungrateful ass and your children with a pay that can barely pay the minimum payment on said student loan, how to do their job? I'm serious. Am I the only one that feels this way? Am I the only one that's thinking this? I'm not saying that all teachers are right. I'm not saying that all teachers are the greatest. But I'm going to tell you now, I have friends who are teachers, and a lot of them are leaving the field. They're making more money answering phones at social services and utility companies than they are teaching your children, and they go home with less of a headache and more benefits and a lot more coin in their pocket. Teaching is just not a job. It is an investment. And nobody should be the teacher should not be investing in your child more than you are. But you'll get on social media. You'll film, yeah, because I went up there and I told that teacher about themselves. And then you'll do it in front of your children, which creates a culture of disrespect for authority figures in schools. So you stripped away the power from that teacher to control that classroom because your child, and you've told your child or you've shown your child in person that this teacher is not to be respected. You'll show up to argue, but you can't make it to a parent-teacher conference when your child is failing. But then, hold up. When it's prom time and it's close to graduation and you want to look like a good parent and you want to have them pictures from Siegel Majestic and you want to do that prom send-off on Instagram and you want to go with your hair done and your sign up, you ready to tear all that shit up when they say your child might not be able to graduate. Meanwhile, there's been a paper trail telling you that your child won't be able to graduate for the last 2 fucking years. I'm sorry. I could never be a teacher. Can you imagine me as a teacher? Really? College professor? Maybe. Because one thing about you, show up to that school and think you're going to beat my ass if you want to. I got a cake baking for you, bitch. Put some respect on them teachers' name. I didn't even mean to go there. How did we get here? How did we get here? But nevertheless, that's where I'm at right now. But it's been an interesting week. You know, if you aren't subscribed to this channel, leave your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button. Click that like button. Draw these likes up. Share it, niece. Because this might end up being a network when shit goes south. Make sure you follow me if you're not on social media at Dapper Dan Midas. You can also donate to the channel via Super Chat or Cash App or Venmo at Dapper Dan Midas. Next week's show might be pre-taped because I am going to Rome. I'll be flying out to Rome next Wednesday. I'll be there for a few days. Taking in the sights. I'll be going to the Bingham Cup, which is a gay rugby tournament. Yes, bitch, I'm going to get my life. And support some friends from the Baltimore Flamingos as well as other teams across the country who are near and dear to my heart. And I'll be taking in some sights as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great evening. Stay blessed. I'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, it's Preakness this weekend. I'll see you out on the field. But you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love.